Hey everyone, my name is Ryan and I'm currently an incoming vet student at the University of Melbourne, as well as a second year life sciences student studying at the National University of Singapore. So you are a student who is planning to either apply to vet school or to med school, and you realize that you will have to fulfill the Casper test requirements. I'm sure many of you are feeling anxious, especially since the website states that you can't study for the test. However, that is simply untrue, and you can definitely prepare for it to increase your chances of doing well. Before we learn how to crush the Casper test, we first need to find out more about what it is about. Well, the Casper test is an online, open response situational judgment test that tests you on how you would respond to difficult situations, as well as to find out your reasons for doing so. And this allows schools to determine your behavioral tendencies. It is made up of 12 sections, which are made up of prompts that can either be in the written form or in the video form. And each section is accompanied by 3 questions that must be answered within 5 minutes. The test is about 60 to 90 minutes long, and your final answers will be rated by a group of human raters. The final score will then be sent to the school, who will update you on your application status. So about a month after your Casper test, a quartile score that lets you know how well you have performed for the test relative to your peers will be sent to you as well. The first tip that will help you beat the Casper test is to learn more about the traits that the Casper test is actually assessing. So the Casper test assesses for the following traits. It is important for us to first better understand what each of these traits mean so we can apply them effectively later on. I have attached a link to a site that explains what each of these traits mean, so do check it out. The second tip would be to practice your typing skills. This is because you only have about 5 minutes to answer 3 questions, so you should definitely work on it. Also, typing faster means that you can cover more ground in your answers. However, I realized during my Casper test that typing speed alone is insufficient. You also need to train on your endurance as well. So what I find to be really helpful is to find a comfortable position that allows you to type fast for long periods of time. And if possible, maybe go online, find a website that allows you to practice on your typing speed and try to do it, type as fast as you can for as long as you can to practice on your endurance. Next, I want you to read up on some medical ethics as well. The medical profession deals with a lot of uncertainty. Hence, I feel that it would be good to read up about some medical ethics to learn about how physicians deal with difficult situations, such as handling difficult clients and dealing with people that have different beliefs. I've attached a link that explains the different components of medical ethics. There are also case studies which can be used as practice as well. I find that the conflict resolution section and breaking bad news part to be especially helpful in demonstrating how to effectively use empathy and effective communications during such difficult situations. So the link is in the description, do give it a check as well. The third tip would be to practice, practice and practice. There are many sample questions and answers that can be found online. I found that practicing a little bit every day helps to keep the concepts and lessons that I've learned fresh in my head and allows me to progressively build on my answering skills. To gain the most out of these practice questions, it would be good to reflect on A. How does my answer differ from the given answer? B. What lessons can I learn from this? Furthermore, timed practices can be done also to simulate the actual test. So this also lets you know how concise and how fast you should type. Make full use of the sample test that Alters provides as well to do this. And by doing this sample test, it actually gives you an idea on how the test procedure will be like as well. The next tip will be to take note of your keywords. There are certain keywords that demonstrate certain traits, so it will be good to take a moment to think about them before answering the question on the day of the test. Moreover, these keywords can be obtained from the answers to your practice questions as well. So what I found to be really helpful is to first use broad keywords before moving down into more specific keywords that can be used for specific scenarios. For example, you can start off by demonstrating good communication by using words such as, talking to someone privately in a non-confrontational and non-judgmental manner. And to perhaps display collaboration between groups of people, you can think of finding some professionals to seek advice from if you're unsure of how to go about tackling a particular situation. The next step will be to formulate a good battle plan. So what usually happens during the Casper test is that once they have shown you a word-based scenario or a video-based scenario, they will actually give you about a few seconds, about 20 seconds to pause and reflect on the particular scenario. And it is during moments such as these where you have to make full use of it to try to predict what kind of questions they will ask and to come up with the specific keywords that you need to answer these questions. So let me give you a rough example of what I did during the Casper test. So the scenario starts off showing Mary and Jane in a cafe. Mary looks stressed and Jane asks why. So Mary mentions that she is currently doing a group project and one of their group members, Sophie, is significantly hindering on their progress. Not only does she report to group meetings late, but her work is also of subpar quality too. Recently, Mary noticed that Sophie has been plagiarizing a large portion of her work from a website too. So what should Mary do? So what happens during the Casper test is that they will show this particular scenario in the form of a video-based skit. And what happens is that during the duration of the video, I'll be writing down the numerous keywords that are here. And what I will do is to prepare two columns, each column symbolizing one particular individual. And I'll write down as fast as I can the key points of what they're actually saying and what the problem is all about. And once this is done, they will give me about 20 seconds to reflect on my scenario that I've just seen. And it is during this period of time where I quickly think, okay, what are the broad keywords that I need to use to demonstrate certain qualities? What kind of questions are they trying to ask? How do I answer them? And I try to write the answers down in a very short and quick manner. And sometimes what I do is I just write the keywords itself. And I don't care about structuring a perfect sentence because you don't have a lot of time. Then once you are done, you can just start typing away and refer to your notes once in a while to look for the keywords that you have written earlier on that should be included in your answer. So as you can see here, some of the broad keywords would be to talk to her privately in a non-confrontational and non-judgmental manner to find out why, because you can't look at things in a biased manner. You should always try to find out the big picture and you should do it objectively. And I also written down two possible scenarios. If her family is encountering a tough situation or if she's facing any other tough obstacles in her life, should we ask her to seek school services such as seeing a counselor for help, or perhaps referring her to some social services? Or in the event that is actually due to poor attitude, should we ask her to change her behavior or to let her know that she should be considerate to her group members? And in the worst case scenario, report it to the teacher. During the day of the exam, you probably won't be able to write this much within 20 seconds, but just do your best. Writing also helps you think about the scenario rather than ruminating, so it will help a lot too. I sincerely hope that these tips which have benefited me will benefit you all as well. If you have found this video to be really helpful, do like this video, subscribe to my channel and ring that notification bell. It would really help me out. If you would like to learn more about my pre-vet journey, do check out this video over here. Or if you would like to learn more about how to gain animal experience, do check out this video over here. Stay awesome and see you all in future videos. Peace.